All right, so I'm Mihail. I'm one of the co-founders of Storia, and I'm here to talk about Storia Lab, which is the fully fledged image and video editing ecosystem that we're building out as an early stage startup. But I'll get started with a little bit of background. So my personal background is I've been in AI a little over a decade at a number of different places, small scale startups, as well as big company, most recently Amazon Alexa, where I built the first LLMs for the Alexa organization, and also previously ran a startup doing ML education. My awesome co-founder also has a very deep background in AI, spending a decade building systems at Google, at the Google BERT team, federated learning applications, building a lot of the technology that powers Google Bard. So we've been around the block when it comes to AI. And the motivation for what we're building really comes down to this. So I asked people to remember a time before ChatGPT became super popular, when people really cared a lot more about visual generative AI. Systems like DALL-E had just come out, Midjourney had just come on the scene, Runway was getting really popular. And altogether, there was a lot of excitement around what visual generative AI was able to do. And for a while, it captured everyone's attention. Now, when the dust settled, what we were left with was this. So for the folks in the room that have maybe played with visual generative AI tools, what I'm showing here are screenshots from Automatic 111, as well as Comfy UI, two of the predominant open source tools for generating images and videos to some extent. And while they've been very good open source efforts, and I don't want to ding them too much because they really have pushed the field forward in a lot of ways, what still remains to be desired here is a lot of robustness around the technology and ease of use. And while these are great efforts in the open source community, our hypothesis is that there really should be something that's a little bit more production ready, right? And that's what we're building at Storia Lab. So our goal at a very high level is to build a very performant, very robust, and an overall a delightful user experience for leveraging creative generative AI abilities. So what does that mean in practice? Let's dive into the demo. All right, let me stop sharing and then share my other tab. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are building Storia Lab. And the way to think about Storia Lab is as a Swiss Army knife of image editing and generation capabilities. And we're slowly rolling out video support as well. And really what we're trying to do is provide the best in class for a number of these functionalities, all of which is powered by the state-of-the-art in AI. So our goal is to effectively democratize access to all of these state-of-the-art models in a way that anyone that doesn't have years and years of AI experience can still leverage and use these AI abilities to do a number of things. So in our case, since we've rolled out this tool about a few months ago, we've already had tens of thousands of folks across marketing, design, other creative applications use this for doing everything from building logos, movie posters, book covers, product photography, I mean, social media assets, like you name it. And we expect that there'll be a lot more applications of this to come. For the purpose of the demo, though, I will walk through one workflow and maybe a second one if we have time. But the gist of what I want to build out here to show a little bit of what we can do is build out a tool for since we are on a webinar about AI and data science, let's actually build a promotional poster for a webinar about data and AI. So that's what I'm going to do. We provide a number of different kind of tabs here that all expose a different kind of a state-of-the-art AI model. What I'll start here is with just an image generation ability. So we are agnostic to the image generation engine that you use. We provide support for Stability, DALL-E, Leonardo, and many more to come. In a sense, to the best of our knowledge, we're the only tool that actually proxies among any provider that you want. So you can pick the best one for what you care about. But for the purpose of the demo, I'll just start with Stability, use that as a jumping off point. So what I'll do is I'll generate an image, a poster for a webinar. And this is all a live demo, so please pray for me, demo gods, that this will all work out. Poster for a webinar about data science and artificial intelligence with the title sponsored by Voxel 51. Thank you for the support. Check them out if you haven't already. So we're going to generate an image using a Stability-powered image generation engine in the background. And we'll get a few examples once Uh, it does its thinking. Let me actually make this smaller. So we have a few different options here for what we can do. And, so we can kind of run through them. They're simplistic sort of starting off points. But maybe for the purpose of this demo, I will just roll with this one. So we've generated one image. And what I'm going to do now is kind of pull this back into the canvas that we have here on the left side. And I'm going to start by maybe just cleaning up some part of this image to get a little bit, to get some of the artifacts that are very common in AI imagery, get them fixed up. So maybe what I'll start with is I'll just clean up just kind of this bottom section right here and get rid of that. Just use a little handy dandy brush, and we'll apply that. And we will get rid of that little chunk of smudge of gibberish, whatever that is. And so, maybe we can do that one more time just to really clean it up, just to get it out as clean as we can for the purposes of in the 2-minute demo that we have. Clean it up one more time. And once this is sort of cleaned up, what I'll now do is pull this into the canvas again. And, we have this attempt by the image generation system to write, I guess, sponsored by Voxel or something to that effect. And what we now have built out is this tool called Textify, which is a state-of-the-art system for replacing and adapting textual text in images in a way that stylistically blends into the image. So what we'll do is we'll actually replace kind of this piece of text here. And I will try and adjust the size a little bit. Sponsored, do that here. Sponsored by Voxel. Actually, I want to say Voxel 51. Sponsor. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. So it's all there. And we're going to apply this. So what's happening now is we're running another AI system that is going to replace this gibberish text and actually render some text that is what we want it to say, but again, in a style that is ideally consistent with what we, kind of the rest of the image. And so it's doing its thinking, it's generating some options for us. And when it kind of gets around to doing that, we have a few different things to pick from. So again, a few different options, depending on what you're looking for, different styles. And, maybe for the purpose of this, I'll just run with this one for now. At this point, what we can do now is, the image is a little bit blurry. It's okay. Again, what we can do is we pull it into the canvas and actually upscale it so we get higher detail, higher resolution. We have started with a 1024 by 1024 image. What we'll do is we'll bump that resolution up 2x along each dimension, just so we get a little bit more detail and clarity. And then, again, running a separate AI model here. And so the image is much crisper here than it was before. So again, this is not maybe done as a webinar poster, and I'm sure we can continue to iterate and refine this, but we've done this in 4 minutes. And I really didn't use any, custom knowledge about AI systems. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do here, is really to democratize access to all these systems so that anyone can do what we've done. In the remaining time that I have, I'll do one more little cute thing that we've also built out. Again, a separate AI system that is running in the background here. Let me clear this image. And what we've been able to do is actually to adapt, and something that people have used previously, we can adapt and stylize logos for companies in a way that is, in this case, holiday themed. So again, Voxel 51, the gracious sponsors of this event, what we'll do is we'll actually stylize this in maybe the style of, so it's a little more Christmas themed, so you can actually show this in a promotional material to show, you love Christmas. So we'll do that. We'll run it through another custom AI model that converts from the original logo, in this case of Voxel 51, to something that really elicits the holiday spirit a little bit more. So it's doing its thinking. And again, what we'll have at the end of it is a few different options for stylized logos that you can then go and adapt. So, here's something like this. Obviously, the Christmas themes, the Christmas colors, Christmas like branches and various things like that. We could, of course, do the same for other holidays, maybe like New Year's, since that is a little closer in time than Christmas. We should probably add Valentine's Day here coming up soon. But again, you just run it through this, and something that maybe would normally take a designer weeks or maybe certainly many, many hours to adapt the look and feel of the logo to something that is more holiday themed, you can literally do in 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. And that's really kind of the power of what these generative systems are doing. And, again, with the Storia Lab, what we're trying to do is really expose all that to make it easy for anyone to use and quickly. And yeah, I will, since I'm literally at time, I will stop there and feel any questions.
All right, fantastic. So I know that Lyotis has a hard stop at the top of the hour, but I'll feed you two quick questions that I'll cherry pick from the queue. The first one, is there an API available that people can tap into? And second, what is the availability of the product overall?
Yes, the product is openly available to anyone. You could literally go to the website right now, and this is a great call out because I will show maybe the last slide just to give people a call to action here. Yeah, so we have an API, suite of APIs that we've exposed. And here are the handy dandy links, either to the in-browser editor that I was demoing here on the right side, or the QR code for the APIs themselves. And of course, if you want to reach out to me with any feedback, questions, concerns, I take hate mail too. Please just reach out to this email or ping me on Twitter.